Well, good evening, Sigma race fans. Tonight we come at you live from Japan here at Twin Ring Motegi, and that points battle is getting very fierce between our top 5 competitors. And tonight, no different, as those top 5 pretty much starting up there in the top 5 yet again. Jordan Walker, Tim Kourting, both the Trevors, Trevor Vaden and Trevor Walker, and Alan Malcolm right there beside Shy Turtle. As we skim through the rest of the contenders here tonight, Tasha made it through the sprint qualifier. It was actually the same 3 drivers from last night's sprint qualifier making it into the main event here tonight. A bit deeper in the field there, Guido Piano, Al Bunch looking for some redemption here tonight. And at the very back, Braden Hunt and Andrew Moger.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
This race here at Twin Ring most likely going to lead us to some excitement here, as the racing never ceases to amaze us at this very unique oval layout.
Hi, buddy. Nice long day.
In real life, you have never seen anything like this. Normally, you don't see trucks racing at Twin Ring Motegi. Of American racing, we've seen IndyCar here before, and I want to say they've probably had some NASCAR stock cars back in the 90s running around this track at one point. But tonight, we're going to have modern NASCAR, well, USA trucks here racing tonight. Jordan Walker gets the early push there, taking the lead away from Tim Kourting, as it's Trevor Ventures tag teaming that 90 truck right out of the gate. Alan Malcolm victorious last night at Kyalami Road Course. Getting up to 3rd here early, but I don't think Tim Kourting is going to go down without a fight, as he's going to try to drive around the outside, maybe. Not enough momentum there as he gets stuck way up there in the high groove. That's the Kyle Larson line, if he had to stay there. Falls in line behind the number 9. Top 5, we do have Ralph Oberstadt cracking into 5th there, as Shy Turtle starting to drop backwards a little bit. Alan Malcolm making a push on the inside of his teammate there, the 10 truck Jordan Walker. Trevor Vaden, the early leader. Tim Kourting making a move for 3rd as well. That's going to push Jordan Walker high. Tim Kourting pushing the envelope there. Man, he had to let out of the gas a little bit, or else he was going to make contact with the 9. Steering clear so far, didn't get into him very hard, but I think that probably scared him a little bit. Let him know he's there. Ralph Oberstadt now up to 4th, fighting for 3rd. And Alex Sanvital also up into the top 5 now, as Jordan Walker struggling to find the momentum on the higher groove there, as everyone else just keeps passing him on the inside. Looks like Tasha up into the top 12 here. Top 10 actually. Those KBM Volkswagens finding their way up to the front like they did last night. A little bit different ball game here tonight is Twin Ring Motegi. I don't think we're going to see strategies quite like the road course gave us last night. If things stay green, we might see green flag pit stops here though, and that could shake things up a little bit. Wow, Trevor Walker has dropped way back. He's outside the top 10 at the moment, running in 17th. Now make it 16th now as he made up one spot there. Your current points leader, Trevor Walker, seems like being in the points lead is almost bad luck lately. We've seen Jordan Walker struggle week to week, and he finally lost the points lead after having such a cushion of points to keep that lead as long as he did. Now Trevor Walker maybe getting bit with the same bug here as what likely is going to happen if the race was halted right as it's running or right now. Tim Kourting would leave Twin Ring Motegi as your points leader. But of course, there's still 193 laps here to go, so it's way too early to start handing out those points yet. But Tim Kourting definitely liking what he sees rolling out of the gate here. These two at the front of the field starting to break away from third on back. As you can see, the two drafting together, kind of working to get them further out in the lead. Third place, Brian DeBlanc. Fourth place, Chaz Chadwick. And a whole bunch of chase drivers from third on back to about sixth there. This battle, though, not giving up. Trevor Vaden trying to fight back on the inside. It's going to be a dogfight between these two as Vaden gets the lead back away from Tim Kourting. Vaden closes the door there with the slide job, take back over the position. As those two start to duke it out, I can only imagine that this will help the likes of Chaz Chadwick and Brian DeBlanc start closing back in. I'll scratch that now. DeBlanc getting passed by Jordan Walker. So Walker going to be in contention to start catching up to the leaders here. Shy Turtle holding on in the top 10 so far. He's fairly new to the series, so as a rookie, still trying to learn the paces here. But out of the gates, not doing half bad for that number 76 Chevy. As you look deeper in the field, some of our other chase contenders struggling here today. Matthew Fastnot in 18th, Ant Meperson in 20th, Al Bunch in 24th. Jeffrey Gerald, Guido Piano, Dave Steele Jr. outside the top 20. Gannon Bird, Spinham Walker, and back to our leaders there. So yeah, Bradley Ream, he has not been able to get much more than 1 point in the past couple of weeks. 1 point per race as it stands. It's been a rough stretch since the second chase race at 1 point apiece each week. He sits at the bottom. After becoming your Bridge to Cup champion, he was kind of playing on house money because it would have been Scott Speed making it in to the chase here for the USA Trucks. But however, as he left the series, that opened up the window for Bradley Ream to be a chase contender here. So he was definitely a long odds driver entering the chase. It's just a shame that it hasn't gotten any better for that team during the chase here. Looks like Chadwick starting to close the gap here. Jordan Walker and Alan Malcolm not too far behind either. Tom Kourting, Brian DeBlanc, all these drivers working their way up to the front here. They're all following Trevor Vaden at the moment. Might have kind of settled out here to a single file run throughout the field, as some of your faster trucks have kind of started to settle down in the spot that they're running. Top 5 very much tighten up like a rubber band here. That 10 truck may have some momentum on the 18 truck. It's just going to be finding the right opportunity to make that move. Tasha settled in to 10th right now, under attack by Alex Sanvital. This is one of the first few spots under attack in the top 10 at the moment. So your lead 5 still remain single file. Tasha gets shuffled back a little bit here, and it's not going to get any easier as that 51 truck trying to make a move on her as well. Zach Magoon. Yeah, in case some of you noticed last night, Tasha was in a 6th place finish up until the last lap when it all got shuffled up. Upon further research, we found out that she actually ran out of gas. Me and James decided to look into it a little bit, and yeah, the last lap, coming right on to the long front stretch there at Kyalami, she just ran out of gas. So it was a tough break for the 30 team. Still brought it home with the top 10, but could have been so much better with a 6th place finish. It would have been cooler to have that 4, 5, 6 Kourting Brothers Motorsport finish at the end of the night. Might be able to see it again here tonight if the Kourting Brothers trucks keep running up the front of the field like they are. Here we go, a move for position. Alan Malcolm fighting Jordan Walker for 4th here. let's take a quick gander at the garage here and figure out what the mileage is for these trucks at Twin Ring Motegi. Looks like 66 laps, so give or take, we'd probably be looking at about 55 laps on a run here. And in a 200 lap race, should be about a 3-stopper. Not likely to be a fuel mileage race if things go like that. So Chadwick making a move for second here. At the same time, Alan Malcolm making a dive bomb on the inside of the 90 now. Things getting a little bit racy at the front of the field as Trevor Vaden still holds that lead. But now throw Chaz Chadwick up to second, Alan Malcolm up to third. Not for long though, as it looks like Malcolm's gonna try to take a 2-for-1 punch there at the front of the field. He's gonna lose a little bit of momentum to the 20 truck, but I think he's got the 18 under control here. So now Alan Malcolm up to second. Tim Kourting struggling to find an open spot on the inside line there, as his brother Tom trying to make a move on him for position. Nice. Love seeing this back and forth racing as we've got these guys racing hard for each position that they can get. Chaz Chadwick makes the move, and it looks like he's going to take second, back away from Alan Malcolm. Jordan Walker alongside his teammate there, making a move. Makes it stick. Has to let out of the gas a little bit, but he might make it stick here on the 18 as well. Yeah, we're witnessing probably one of the tightest point battles here in the USA Trucks of all time, and it's going to keep tightening up until there's a climax at the end of the season here. I mean, we still got 4 races after tonight, and I could not give you a straight answer on who I think is the odds-on favorite to win this championship. That is saying something, since we've seen point leaders struggle. We've seen advances from certain drivers coming and going. Tim Kourting's looks strong, but has enough of a points deficit that it's not a given. Obviously, he missed most of the regular season, so that should go to show that the regular season tally did not line up with those of the drivers that did run a full season. We went from having the Trevor and Trevor show on the West Coast to the Jordan Walker dominance on the East Coast. Since rolling out the chase here, Trevor Vaden has struggled significantly, and it's not really been any of his doing. I think his bread and butter, definitely these oval tracks like we're running at here tonight. And it's seeming to kind of show as he's out there leading the laps early in this one. If he can rack up lead most laps, leading points will help definitely swing things in his favor. Here we go, Tim Kourting on the move yet again alongside points leader Trevor Walker. No, 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 no. I'm kind of in a hurry up mode here tonight, so if we have a game crash and I don't have another day during the week to run this race, with Thursday, Friday, and Saturday being tied up, I'm going to probably run this race in the background here tonight and just update everyone on the final result. I didn't want to do that, but with the move coming up, I don't really have. Oh gosh, that was a long stall for made me worried there. I don't think I've ever had it stall like that and recover like this either. So we might have just got super lucky there that the game didn't crash. But yes, on a tight window here tonight, and I'm not trying to get it in a hurry up mode. I'm trying to give y'all the best coverage of the race here tonight. And so we keep on rolling. Trevor Vaden leads, Tim Kourting, Chaz Chadwick, Trevor Walker, Jordan Walker, and Alan Malcolm. All 6 of them chase drivers. You got Brian DeBlanc a little bit further back in 8th. That would be your next chase driver. Wow, here goes Trevor Walker making a big dive on the inside of the 90. Side by side, going down the front stretch here. Tim has to let up and let that 21 get by here. And we might see a revival of the Trevor versus Trevor show here tonight in Japan. Vaden leads, Walker in second. It looks like Trevor Walker is going to have a head of steam blowing into turn 3. Makes a move on his teammate. Our points leader, he's going to try to lead some laps here today. Drag race down the front stretch. 2 identically built trucks from the same camp. But it's going to be 21 of Walker getting the lead here on lap 40. 160 laps remaining. Trevor Vaden led solidly for about 38 laps there. Now Bossman shows his hand. Vaden making another push to the lead. This is not over. These 2 want to settle things on the race course here tonight as Vaden closes the door on the Bossman. Here comes Tim Kourting. Has to let up a little bit. Tried to drive in there a little too hot. Was going to make contact with the 21. But we have a stellar battle on our hands here tonight, folks. These drivers not wasting any time. Fight for the win. They're not giving an inch. They're not taking an inch. There we go. 21 back to the lead. Attempting on the backside of the track. Making the move in almost the same spot he did last time. Now we'll see what Tim Kourting's got as he gets around the 20 of Vaden and has his sights set on the 21 of Walker. Chadwick drives down low here. It's going to be both drivers fighting for position as Tim Kourting making the advance on the 21 and the 18 making the advance on the 20. Trevor Ventures all lined up nose to tail on the outside. Al Malcolm wasting no time getting on the inside though. Let's kind of skim through the field outside of our chasers at the front. Running in 7th, we do have Tom Kourting in the 50. Another Volkswagen, the 85 of Brian DeBlanc there. Running in 9th, it's James Gunner, Matthew Fastnot, Alex Sanvital, Zach Magoon, Chris Harvey, Shy Turtle, Noah Hobson, Ant Me Person, and Tasha Wright running in 17th. Our other chasers throughout the field here as I'm skimming back. Got the 59 of Gannon Bird in 24th, the 19 of Guido Piano running 25th. Bradley Ream on the move. He came from about 40th up to 27th. It's that 40 truck on a haul to the front of the field if he can. Jeffrey Gerald, Dave Steele Jr., Spinham Walker, Al Bunch kind of gets flip-flopped all the way back to 40th now. And that's the rest of the chasers. Wow, we missed it. And as I was skimming through the field, Chaz Chadwick took the lead away from Tim Kourting and shuffled everything up here. I don't think we're going to do any more through the fields tonight, as the battle at the front of the field is going to be an exciting battle to watch all night here. Trevor Vaden trying to get back to the front where he once was. Chaz Chadwick hasn't been at the lead much this season. That 18 truck kind of been a sleeper here in 2024. They're kind of racing around Twin Ring Motegi like it's a super speedway with drafting, rotating at the lead here. It's a kind of a super speedway short oval. They're not getting much higher than 168. Yeah, Trevor Vaden back to the lead here as he got by Chaz Chadwick. Now joining the party, it's Tom Kourting and Brian DeBlanc, very much within range of our leaders. Oh, it's about to be 3 wide for position. This could get dangerous as Alan Malcolm trying to push the envelope there. Oh, he's making contact with the 90. Tim Kourting gets an open spot above, but if they were 3 wide still at that point, I think we would have seen Tim Kourting getting turned into the wall. Some very interesting mid-race aggression here. This kind of aggression you would expect to see in the closing laps of the race and not on lap 50. But of course they continue onward, avoiding making contact or wrecking anyone. TV now running 1, 2, 3, and 5. As it's Vaden, Malcolm, Trevor Walker. Jordan Walker still trying to find his way around the 90 and the 18 here at the moment. Making an attack on the 90. Tim Kourting going the wrong way. He's back with his brother again. We saw these two connect earlier. And just like that, it's going to be TV 1, 2, 3, and 5. But now we are under caution for the first time here tonight at Twin Ring Motegi. And as to why we're under caution, we'll have to figure out. But almost a perfect stint right here at lap 50. It would have been about green flag pit stops and another 10 laps here tonight. And caution could have came at a better time. Now, NR does like to throw some debris cautions from time to time. And I'm almost got a gut feeling that this too was one of those bogus debris cautions that we get from time to time. Didn't look like anyone was off on power. Yeah, I guess we can just chalk this up as a competition caution here tonight on course. It's going to give us an opportunity for a restart. I'm sure some drivers did not want to see this caution, but at the same time, just about everyone's going to use it to go down pit road, get fresh gas, fresh tires. And the main thing we're going to keep our eyes out on is who is going to shuffle out in front from pit stops here. Trevor Vaden had the lead, so if Vaden has a quick enough pit stop, he should be able to roll back out with the lead. Looks like Vaden, Walker, Chaz Chadwick up in a couple spots there. Vaden and Walker come back out 1, 2. Alan Malcolm up to 3rd. Chaz Chadwick up to 4th. I don't think Tom Kourting's in 5th. Some of these guys, it looked like they got a little bit ahead of themselves there on pit exit. So I think Tim Kourting's about 5th. Yeah, it's gonna, Jordan Walker 5th, Tim Kourting 6th, Tom Kourting 7th, Brian DeBlanc 8th, Fastnot 9th, and San Vital 10th. Try to see who may have gotten the best. Yeah, Al Bunch maybe moved up a spot. These guys kind of stayed about where they were. Bradley Ream's going to get more opportunities to move through the field now, as this caution should allow him to get bunched back up with the rest of the field. Up to, looks like maybe 25th, 26th. Tasha holds about serve. Yeah, most of the rest of the field holding serve with right about where they were on pit entry there. And we do now have green-white checkers enabled if we need them for later tonight. So while we're under caution here, let me go look at our point standings as we rolled into the event here tonight. Trevor Walker, your points leader, he's currently sitting in second. Tim Kourting, second in the points. He's currently running sixth. Jordan Walker, third in the points. He's running fifth. Chadwick, fourth. He's also running fourth on track here. So Chadwick needs to beat. He's beaten two of the three. He's just not beaten Trevor Walker at the moment, who's a couple spots ahead of him. It's going to get tough with, I mean, you're going to have to make up a lot of points once things start rolling here for this championship. The lights are off on the pace truck, so we will get going next time by for a restart on lap 55. Fastest lap early in the race here belongs to the 50 of Tom Kourting. He's up to 7th there. This caution, pretty much our quarter mark break at the race, as it came out on lap 50 of 200. Doubled up on the backstretch. It's Trevor and Trevor. We've seen so many times this season over on the West Coast. Of course, we all know how that turned out. Trevor Vaden closed out the regular season by besting the boss man by about 7 points. And now he is on the skids and is in desperate need of some points to go in his favor. Just like that, as you see, Trevor Walker kind of has the edge here in the chase, it seems like. Drives around him on the outside on the restart. Vaden not wasting any time, gets a good run on the inside as he's going to take the lead on the back stretch here. It's TV 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 wide, yeah, 2 Kourting brothers with Chadwick. Oh, and that is, oh no, oh no, oh no. Championship implications. Oh boy. Man, and our points bout, I mean, it could have very well been TV getting wrecked there that lap. This is going to take some dissecting. We're going to have to rewind back. That was Chadwick, Tim Kourting. It looks like Trevor Vaden had a problem there and had to pull off onto pit road during this. But let us catch up on what happened here exactly. Oh boy. Just an unfortunately terrible wrong place, wrong time. Tom Kourting drives in a little too hot here. Clips his brother, Tim Kourting. Also collecting last race's winner, Alan Malcolm. I don't know if Chadwick got as much on the accident there. 9 may not be too rough for the wear. But we'll be under our second caution here tonight. Trevor Vaden has to pull off. Tim Kourting's day unfortunately comes to an end here early. After running up front looking like a contender for the win, gets bitten by the bad luck bug here tonight in Japan. Chadwick, Malcolm, Tim Kourting. Go ahead and notch up 3 drivers for Heartbreak Hotel here tonight. And I'm wondering what the conversation's gonna be at the Kourting camp tonight. That's 2 brothers that obviously get connected there in a very volatile situation for this championship battle. I mean, there's there's gonna be some harsh talks going on. Tim Kourting's championship hopes definitely not over. They're still racing in this one that you can find the other TV drivers get caught up in a wreck. But this moment right here is going to be key in determining the championship, one way or another. Damn, Tim Kourting's going to get credited with last place points position here tonight. He did get some lead laps, so fortunately for him, at least that will go in his favor. But here we go, on to a wild card-esque kind of race here tonight. Trevor Vaden still having troubles with that 20 truck back down pit road again. Well, time to get reset for the race on hand, as a few drivers a little bit rougher for the wear. After pit stops shuffled out during this last caution, 32 of James Gunner comes out with the lead. Holy cow, that's pretty crazy. Gunner, during the wreck, was right there in 4th and was able to cross the line in 2nd here. And then Trevor Walker comes down pit road during the caution to give James Gunner the early lead on lap 60 here. Jordan Walker, the last of the Trevor Ventures team trucks to be at the front of the field, as Trevor Walker, what happened to 21 of Trevor Walker? He's not at the back of the field here. He did pit, but how did he pit and not? Wow, okay, so there must have been another group of trucks that pitted around him, because he comes out in 27th here, which is not an ideal place to be. You don't want to be in the midst of the pack. For another wreck to come out and take you out of the running here tonight would be rough. They've already got one contender knocked out here tonight in Tim Kourting. And I know Tim Kourting all too well. He's gotten knocked down once during this chase, and he bounced back aggressively, fighting for every inch of real estate in this chase. So it's not over until it's over. And this race definitely could still see some more chase contenders get knocked out. Whoa, the 93 of Sanvital cuts off the 32's run there. This is going to put Shy Turtle up into the top 3. Great run from Shy Turtle. In the meantime, Jordan Walker gets shuffled backwards a little bit here. Ant Me Person on the men. Tasha Wright cracking into the top 10, almost into the top 5. Shy Turtle wants to try and lead his first laps in the USA Trucks. Severely underpowered with the Chevy power plant, but he wants to prove a point that he belongs here and wants to make a difference. The number 76 McDonald Chevy, right on the back bumper, the 93 of Alex Sanvital, a chaser in his own. Shy Turtle just trying to play spoiler here. Tasha Wright up to 4th with a good push here from Jordan Walker, it looks like. Things have definitely settled down a little bit. This points battle going to get a little bit more spicy after this race. We thought it got spicy last week. Ooh, and Jordan Walker did not have room to get inside the 30 truck as Tasha cut him off. Tasha's on the move. She wants to get up to 3rd here. She's on the inside of Shy Turtle running in to turn 1. Chris Harvey on the move. Matthew Fastnot up to 2nd here. Look at Guido Piano. TRD, they're starting to make some late race moves up to the front of the field. Tasha in 2nd now. From the sprint qualifier to the main event here, she's wanting to fight for the front of the field. Chris Harvey up into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Yeah, this race just got turned on its head after our first big one. The debris caution that set us up for that last restart where we saw the Kourting sandwich with a garnish of Chaz Chadwick. They're still running, at least Chaz Chadwick and Tom Kourting are still running. Wow. I'm wondering what went wrong with Trevor Walker and Trevor Vaden to be this low now. Trevor Walker had to make a pit stop. Something just went out of their control. So 2 more of your title contenders having some troubles here tonight as they're the last 2 trucks on the lead lap. I was going to try to find Chaz Chadwick. Seems like TV went from running 1, 2, 3, 4 to now running 40th, 41st, and 39th. Damn. Chaz Chadwick showing very little effects of the damage from that caution as he's worked his way back up to 30th. Even Tom Kourting showing minor signs of slowing down as he's up to 27th. Oh, we got another wreck happening, and it's going to involve Chaz Chadwick again. We're staying green so far. Oh, and it's just getting out of control. Chaz Chadwick is blown his engine. Another chaser getting in trouble here. Twin Ring Motegi striking with a vengeance right now. 3 wide with a chaser in Gannon Bird. Chaz Chadwick with nowhere to go. Oh, and then the 56. Ow, and you can see he lawn darted into the wall there. Fortunately for Chaz Chadwick, that's going to be an end to his day as well. Wow, the 74 goes for a wild ride there. At this point, the 2 Trevors running at the back of the field, they're going to be able to pick up points with all these trucks that keep falling out. So Alex Sanvital is going to come back out. Oh, we got some stayers, a few drivers that stayed out from pit stops here. That's going to shuffle 22 of Cat Durham, the 3 of Ralph Oberstadt, the 21 of Trevor Walker, the 20 of Trevor Vaden. Zach Morewhite as your top 5 drivers. You're on lap 70, and Alex Sanvital will be in 6th. Yeah, out of the race, Chaz Chadwick and Tim Kourting. That is a very hard pill to swallow for 2 of our stoutest contenders. Now they're waiting to pit a lap later, at least in the 22 of Cat Durham, 3 of Ralph Oberstadt. Trevor Walker and Trevor Vaden will inherit the lead here. But I'm not certain that they've got the speed anymore. Those trucks have looked rough. So maybe they're gambling on getting some more lead lap points. We'll have to see how this shakes out. They definitely got off strategy by pitting last lap and having to stay out this lap. So many trucks at the back of the field looking like they've been through a demolition derby. The excitement of this points battle tightening up like it was. It's going to be a shame to roll out of Twin Ring here, knowing what could have been, given that our top 6 was of our 6 highest point getting drivers here in the chase. It's going to turn the trajectory of this championship a few different ways here tonight, as we still got some drivers that are on the outside looking in, trying to fight for every point they can get, that might start making some moves to position themselves for the final dash to the championship here. Lights are off on the pace truck here, so they'll be back and rolling on lap 74 for this next restart. Leading them to the restart as they once were earlier in this race, the two Trevors. This time, I'm not sure that we're going to see the same dominance out of these two, as we've got some very intriguing storylines starting to develop here. Seems like their trucks have kind of fallen off. They're not looking as stout as they were. Getting a restart on the front. This could turn into another catastrophe, like the Kourting brothers 3-wide fiasco just about 20 laps earlier. The 01 there of Zach Morewhite. He is one of your sprint qualifiers that made into the main event here tonight. Right there in third, the number 01 truck. Pace truck is off, green flag in hand, and we're back and rolling here tonight. What's going to happen at the lead as Zach Morewhite makes a move? The two Trevors definitely not as good as they once were. Trevor Vaden getting freight trained. It's going to be 3 wide with Trevor Vaden on the outside. Zach Morewhite fighting for the lead here. Chris Harvey on the move. You've got Jordan Walker 3 wide with, and the 12 of Harvey had to make an unscheduled pit stop there. That's going to shake things up, bunch everyone up. So many of these drivers stuck in the middle of a 3 wide traffic jam. Must have been a flat tire on the 12. That was an unusual pull down pit road for the 12 team there. Quick gas and go. Maybe not getting as much gas as they anticipated. So he's going to come back out, tail end of the field. Now we're back to TV running 2-3-4 with a certain special guest in 5th, 19 of Guido Piano showing up out of nowhere. One of those kind of Kevin Harvick-esque drivers where you never exactly know when he's going to show up, close out the deal. Trevor Walker back to the lead here. Jordan Walker on the move on the inside. And this is definitely going to be adding salt to the wound for Tim Kourting, who was up here fighting with these Trevor Ventures team trucks just to sit on the sidelines and watch as they're fighting for the top 3 positions again. Guido Piano up to 4th. This is a stellar turnaround for that 19 team coming to the front when it matters the most. We're just towards the dawn of halfway in this race. Here comes Guido Piano for 3rd. He's going to need a little bit of luck here tonight, getting some bad finishes from the TV trucks that he's racing against for the championship. But he's controlling everything he can by running up towards the front of the field. Bradley Ream starting to gain some ground. So many of these drivers that are running up towards the front need a lot of points to be in contention here. At one point it was looking like TV was going to go back to the back half of the field, running in 40th, 41st. A couple more drivers fall out, so the worst they can finish is 38th, 39th, and 40th at the moment if they have a mechanical failure or get caught up in a wreck. Here goes Guido Piano on the move right behind Trevor Vaden. Going to take 2nd away. Trying to blank on the move now. To blank up to second as Jordan Walker continues to hold this lead at the moment. Wow, what a turnaround for Tom Kourting after getting involved in that 3-wide wreck. He's all the way back up into the top 10, fighting for 8th against Adam Cruz. Guido Piano gets shuffled back to 7th here as he's trying to find an open line to get back inside. Zach Morwhite, Brian DeBlanc, but then your top 4, Jordan Walker, Trevor Walker, Matthew Fastnaugh, and Trevor Vaden leading over Brian DeBlanc there in 5th. Fastnaugh trying to make a move on the inside of the 21 of Trevor Walker here. As you can tell, it is a Toyota brigade at the front of the field. As you got TV, 1, 3, and 4, and Fastnaugh Racing Enterprises now up to 2nd. So in case any of y'all are tuning in, we did have one pivotal moment, actually maybe 2 pivotal moments in tonight's race so far. Mid-race restart around lap 50, we saw everyone racing with intensity, and it was 3 wide with Chaz Chadwick, Tim Kourting, and Tom Kourting. Unfortunately for Tim Kourting, when all 3 of them connected, it put him nose first out into the safer barrier, and he sustained too much damage to that number 50 machine to continue on tonight. So Tim Kourting, your first retirement back in 42nd. Chaz Chadwick and Tom Kourting were able to return on to racing, as well as Alan Malcolm, who was involved in that wreck too. Chaz Chadwick in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was making a tear through the field from 40th. He was all the way back up to 30th. And he found himself in the crosshairs of yet another wreck that took victim to him and caused him to be the 2nd retirement back in 41st. So 2 of your title contenders out early in this one. In the meantime, top 4 of the field here still very much in the chase fight. Trevor Walker, your points leader, running in 4th there. Jordan Walker 3rd in the points, leading the way right now. And Trevor Vaden also in the top 5 for the points, trying to get as many points as he can tallied up here tonight, fighting with his two TV teammates. Huge kudos to Tom Kourting getting involved in that wreck, and he's found his way back up into the top 10. Guido Piano is kind of silently adjusted on this truck here tonight. They didn't have the best truck rolling out of the trailer here and didn't qualify so hot. But with all the weirdly timed cautions and those that have fallen off, he's been able to hopscotch his way up into a top 10 run so far. And this championship battle could involve him as well. Brian DeBlanc up to 4th. This could be an interesting turn for championship implications. If this 85 can start knocking out some points that the other drivers won't get. DeBlanc definitely not out of contention, but he's going to be a long shot for the title here. As he sits in the points right now. He would have to make up 11 spots. He's all the way back in 12th, but definitely not out of the realm of possibility, as he currently sits about 160 points back, given that you can only get 53 points, 52 points minus the 1 on a given race. That's almost to the point where he's locked out with 4 races to go. So Guido Piano needs a little bit of luck here tonight. Needs the TV drivers to have a bit of a downfall at the end of this one, and we could be looking at Guido Piano as high as in the top 4 at the end of tonight, as Chaz Chadwick, Tim Kourting had some unfortunate accidents on track here. So 19, keep your eyes on him. 09 of Matthew Fastnot, 13th in the points. He's actually deeper than Brian DeBlanc. And 160 some points he's going to have to make up. We saw what happened when the two Trevors got cycled back at the other end of the field. They did not look so stout. So I wonder if it was just dirty air back there that forced them to run miserably or what. They must not have been showing their hand. They might have figured that there was going to be another caution and just kind of hovered around at the back. Not very often they see rope-a-dope strategy in NR2003, but almost feels like that could have been what they were doing. Now we've got 5 Toyotas lined up nose to tail for the top 5. This really does go to show just how stout this Toyota camp is, no matter what team they run under. Toyota's definitely got the upper edge here in the USA Trucks. And how fitting to have them running here in Japan, leading the top 5 positions here at Twin Ring Motegi. Motegi definitely living up to the hype here tonight, giving us some great racing action. A little bit of drama as well with that championship on the line here. And it's kind of coming up roses for the TV camp as they run right now. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Well, there's another caution for us as no one else hits Andre Stefan. That was a 1 in a million kind of moment there, as he should have pulled down pit road to retire, but instead times it just a little too late and stalls it right there in the middle of the racing line. All our racers smart enough to avoid making contact. No ARCA brakes needed here tonight. But that brings out another ill-fated caution for the folks that were not necessarily wanting to see it, but here we've got it right at halfway. And it looks like we're gonna have everyone, minus the 93 of San Vital, who's gonna stay out here. We've seen the 93 play some odd strategies here tonight, so San Vital staying out, while absolutely everyone else come down pit road. San Vital is going to inherit the lead here. We'll see exactly to what extent, as Jordan Walker is going to come out in second. Third, Matthew Fastnot. Fourth, Trevor Walker. Fifth, Guido Piano. Maybe Trevor Vaden. Trevor Vaden gets beat right there. This is going to be an exciting restart at halfway. Oh wait, Alex Sanvital actually a lap down perhaps. We'll go ahead and give the wave round to Alex Sanvital as they decided to stay out here. So Jordan Walker keeps the lead, and it's going to be Guido Piano in fourth. pause here as I will record the race as they run on lap 100 of 200. Well, make your second half picks on who you think is going to get the job done here tonight. We've definitely seen a topsy-turvy race, kind of like we're back on square one, except instead of it being lap 0 of 200, it is now lap 100 of 200. So still pretty sizable. It's going to be at least one pit stop in the span of that 100 lap stretch. Second half of this race, who knows what's going to unfold. Matthew Fastnot, definitely an impressive turnaround from that 09. Guido Piano, stout, making his way up to the front of the field in the top 5 right now as they run. Or is it just going to be more of the same out of the Trevor Ventures camp between Jordan Walker, Trevor Walker, or perhaps Trevor Vaden here tonight? Great start from the 09. Fastnot getting a good jump there on the 10 truck. The 10 having to drive a little harder into turn 1 here. Fastnot losing some momentum as the two brothers push their way to the front of the field. Trevor Walker giving his brother a good push there. He's going to give up on push and he's going to try to go for the lead maybe. Has to settle in behind him as things are heating up for the race win here tonight. 99 laps to go. It's going to be a barn burner. Seems like this restart has helped benefit Tasha. She's back on the move again, looking to get up into the top 10 and fight for positions amongst the leaders. Guido Piano finds an opening down low, gets on the attack here with Trevor Vaden in front of him. But now you got Tom Kourting back up to the front of the field, maybe trying to avenge his brother for the downfall from the number 90 earlier in the race here. Tom not in the chase, but still trying to fight for wins and get the Kourting brothers motorsports to victory lane. 3 wide with Guido Piano at the bottom here. Oh, it singles out there as James Gunner gets behind Trevor Walker. The less time they spend 3 wide, the better, because they do not want to put themselves in another wreck like we saw earlier. Jordan Walker leads Trevor Vaden over Trevor Walker now in 3rd. As much as things change, more still continue to stay the same at the front of the field. I just kind of feel here for Guido Piano, even though he's doing everything he can to get the max points on the day, it's going to get away from him with the domination from the 3 drivers in front of him. interesting to see a Dodge in the mix here after we had 5 Toyotas holding down the spots. Now you got a Dodge and James Gunner, a Volkswagen and Brian DeBlanc, and then a couple more Volkswagens with Tasha and Tom Kourting not too far in the distance. Tasha looking to get up to 7th there perhaps, as she's running in at 8th at the moment. Got a bit of a 3-truck breakaway from the Walkers and Vaden. But whatever you do, do not count out Guido Piano here tonight. I believe that Guido Piano thrives off the adversity, off of the pressure with these chase scenarios. We have not seen him run stout, and when he usually, you know, he never really has a strong truck this season. It kind of comes to him at the end of a race, and like right here, finds himself in a position to get a top 5, maybe even better if he plays his cards right. We know for a fact everyone's going to have to pit at least one more time. Oh, the 51 and the 50 got hooked up there. Luckily did not spin out. That could have been problematic between those two drivers. We stay green and keep everyone rolling in the right direction. Well, based on how things are going right now, Jordan Walker is going to be able to make up some points on his brother Trevor. Whereas those two, point standing wise right now, sit separated by 11 points. Trevor Walker, the leader, by 11 points over his brother Jordan, and an even demanding lead over Trevor Vaden. Trevor Walker has a 64-point lead over Trevor Vaden. So Vaden needs a lot of things to go his way, and it's not going to be going his way with Trevor Walker right there on his bumper. Matthew Fastnot back up on the move here as he's in fourth. Guido Piano kind of slotting himself back into fifth there. Now that things have kind of sorted out here, going a long green flag stint since the restart on lap 100. We've made it 18 laps strong here. And maybe, just maybe, we'll actually see a stretch where there's going to be green flag pit stops. It's been problematic so far when we have a caution reset the pit counter for these drivers. I'm going to go ahead and send the 31 home. Fortunately for Rich Roy, his day did not get any better with the damage on that truck. And the next driver at risk of disqualification would be Alan Malcolm. We'll let him run for a while until he's falling closer into the grasp of our leaders. Hopefully the 31 goes down pit road without running into the pit barrier like the 56 did. There we go. Must have just timed it wrong to get the 56 down pit road on time. Our longest green flag run was the initial one at the start of the race where we went 52 laps green flag with no caution. That was interrupted by a debris caution earlier in this race, which we don't see a lot of, but sometimes NR thinks it's a good idea to throw that unexpected competition caution. And oh boy, did that competition caution trigger a list of events that have since altered the championship battle significantly here tonight. After that debris caution, we rolled into our first restart of the race, and it wasn't even a lap or two in on the restart that they were 3 wide fighting for the top 5 positions and collected Tim Kourting, knocking him out early from this one. It was a true heartbreak for him because he had a truck capable of winning tonight. He was up front fighting for the lead, swapping it out with the 3 as we're watching right now. Could have been a 6-dog fight for the win tonight. It's kind of whittled down to about a 4 or 5-dog fight, depending on pit strategies here and how it all unfolds. At this point, Trevor Ventures just trying to kind of conserve and save with what they've got. They don't want to try to race too hard for these positions, as they know they've got to make it pretty far on a stint here. And of course, as I mentioned, that seems like Trevor Vaden didn't get the memo there and blows right by Bossman in the 21. Matthew Fastnot now closing the gap a little bit more to our top three, as it's looking more and more like we'll have about a 4-truck fight in the second half of this race. All 4 of them running the Toyota power plant. Yeah, this is going to be a tough pill to swallow for Chaz Chadwick, Tim Kourting, both of them. Honestly, at this point, best case scenario for Tim Kourting and Chaz Chadwick is if Trevor Vaden was able to win this race, as Vaden is the furthest back of both the Walker brothers and would be able to keep them from getting max points here tonight. It's just not looking quite like the Walker brothers are going to fall off. They're holding in stout in the top 3 here, and whatever's going to unfold, it looks like they're going to really rack up those points tonight, and they'll definitely put more than a race gap on Tim Kourting and Chaz Chadwick alike. The rest of the field desperately clinging on to hope that there might be a chink in the armor for the Walker Bros, but they're looking pretty darn near invincible for this title battle. Fastnot still closing the gap here. He's caught up ever closer. Trevor Vaden getting one full head of steam on the tin truck there. Vaden's going to have to wait for the perfect opportunity to pounce on the lead. There we go, Vaden. Oh, he tried to peel out there, but had to fall back in line behind the tin truck. Ooh, and now we got Trevor Walker making a move for second. As the 2 teammates are side by side, that's going to allow Jordan Walker to kind of leg it out a little bit. And now Matthew Fastnot right there alongside Trevor Vaden. Gonna upset the TV 1-2-3. He's gonna bump Vaden back to 4th. Matthew Fastnot wants to start putting his name in the win column during the chase here. Well, Trevor Vaden not letting him get away with it though, as Vaden gets alongside of him and makes the move back on up to 3rd. And now we're 30 laps into this run. If we can go another 30 laps, it'll be green flag pit stop territory for these drivers. And who knows how that will shake things up. Willow Blake up into the top 10 for the first time tonight. That's an impressive turnaround for that TRD Motorsports number 77. Al Bunch, I wonder where he is. That would give us a kind of a light on all of TRD's runnings here tonight. Fortunately, 32nd for Al Bunch, not ideal there. Last night's winner, Alan Malcolm, unfortunately, after the momentum had swung in his favor, it has now kind of hit a brick wall here tonight, and he's going to have minimal points to add to his tally. Babe got up to second there briefly, but gets taken back over by Trevor Walker. If there's any doubters out there trying to write off anyone else from winning this race, just remember, we're always just short of a 3-wide wreck of chaos to change the tide of this race. So you never know. These three at the front could get 3 wide and upset the apple cart again, as we'd seen earlier in this race. Hopefully that doesn't pan out that way. I know there's a couple drivers at the back of the field hoping that it might, but so far it's been a great race. At least one of these 4 drivers have a solid chance at winning the race here tonight, and hopefully the best one will prevail. Yeah, the mid portion of this race definitely was upset with caution fever. Since getting out of the caution-ridden first half of this race, our second half looking to be a lot cleaner here. The true telltale will be if we make to lap 52 and what would happen after that. If we can make to lap 52 and on, we might be smooth sailing for the rest of this race. Fastnot back up to third here. Trevor Vaden in second. Jordan Walker leading. Going for second, Matthew Fastnot making a bold move on Trevor Vaden here. We haven't seen anyone else take the lead in the second half quite dominantly yet, as it's pretty much been Jordan Walker at the front, but now Matthew Fastnot up to second. Jordan Walker still leading. What's Fastnot got for Jordan there? Going down the backstretch, coming into turn 3 with full head of steam. That 09 FRE Toyota looking stout. And this is going to be a heartbreak. We're going to let Malcolm run it a little longer here. He is going to kind of effectively make or break the leaders right now. We're gotta wait till they get around the 9 to actually DQ him. Oh, and that's gonna shuffle Fastnot onto the outside here, 3 wide with Trevor Walker. Hopefully this doesn't end up in a wreck. Wow, it's gonna be tight. But they get by Alan Malcolm. And unfortunately, that is gonna be where we send number 9 of Malcolm home. He's gonna get credited with a 38th place, 37th or 38th place finish here. Lucky for them that didn't turn into a Trevor Ventures pile up, which it very well could have. But unfortunately, another title contender getting sent home early in this one. Down to 1/4 of the race to go. This battle's still staying very hot for the lead, even though the lap traffic there kind of spoiled it for Matthew Fastnot. Fastnot not giving up, kind of getting back into the saddle and trying to rally here. Guido Piano back up to 5th, now into 6th, it's Willow Blake. Go Fastnot, trying to get around Vaden. It's going to be interesting to see if there's any drivers that decide to pit now that the window has opened for these drivers that can make it to the finish with just one more pit stop. That window has opened if they wanted to take it on the undercut. So many of these drivers, though, are going to want to wait it out and pit with whoever else pits so that they can capitalize on track time, fresh tires at the end of a run. We're down to 36 trucks on the lead lap, 1 driver a lap down. That's the 93 of Alex Sanvital, who had led at one brief moment in this race. He's 37th, 1 lap down. All in the meantime, Jordan Walker making it look easy as he's held on to the lead quite a while here. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th keep changing hands here. But it's going to get down to business here shortly as they're going to have to start setting up for the win with just 50 laps to go. Definitely liking what I see from Matthew Fastnot as he keeps jumping around here in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Each time he does that, it's either causing the other guys to use more of their stuff, or potentially risking them to make a mistake. All in the meanwhile, Fastnut learning what his truck is capable of doing here, and perhaps learning what he can do to get it to win the race here tonight. Not every race is going to be a knockout, drag-out, lead-changing affair. We did see the lead change hands quite a few times throughout the first half of the race, but now, second half, that's usually where the faster trucks start to set themselves apart from the others. We still have one pit stop, which could shake things up a little bit. One of the fascinating thing about pit strategies is seeing who has got the right calls to get that truck to victory lane. And we're yet to see who's going to make the most strategic winning move here tonight. There we go, Trevor Vaden to the lead on Jordan Walker here. Like we were mentioning earlier, this would be prime scenario for Tim Kourting and Chaz Chadwick. Honestly, the only winner to get max points that wouldn't hurt them the most. Jordan Walker not wanting to get away with losing the lead for too long here. Trevor Vaden got credited with lead lap last time, but it's going to be back to Jordan Walker at the line here. And just like that, Trevor Walker following suit. He's going to get alongside the 20 of Vaden here. So you almost got to start to think that maybe Vaden's testing the waters there on where he needs to make that move. Perhaps waiting for last lap of the race to make that move. He knows what he needs to do, where he needs to be in conjunction with the tin truck to make it work. Not much longer to go now. And especially with the potential for green flag pit stops just about any lap right now. We're going to see everyone pull down pit road one more time before the end of this one. We are currently now in our longest green flag stint of the night. Our last longest run was 52 laps. This one, 55. We're about 5 laps shy of pit stops under green flag condition. TV 123 Fastnot Racing Enterprises in 4th. TRD in 5th, with TSI Motorsports there in 7th, or now 6th, with KBM running 7th. Dang, it seems like TV out there just playing cat and mouse with the rest of the field. The only exception being the 9 of Alan Malcolm, who's got knocked out of this race early with a 38th place finish on the night. It looks like the rest of the team might very well be in the cards to get at least top 5. Well, bit of a resurgence here from Kourting Brothers Motorsports as Tom Kourting gets his way up to 5th and Tasha up to 7th here. Guido Piano playing spoiler in the midst of that with Willow Blake as well in 8th. You got KBM and TRD kind of yin-yang there. Pit stops starting 19 coming down pit road. Oh, a late pit stop there from the 50 of Tom Kourting. Good thing he made it in time and didn't clip that pit barrier. As we've got our first takers for green flag pit stops here tonight. Hopefully this doesn't throw us a curveball caution for those that are going down pit road early. Fastnot didn't wait any longer. He's going to come next lap, which might be a winning move if tire degradation. Oh, and we have a caution. Of course we've got a caution. We couldn't make it through a green flag stint without it. Oh, and it was a mechanical failure. Blown engine from Al Bunch forces us to go under caution here. We were so close to making it through without another caution here tonight. But the 87 brings it out in a very unfortunate time. That's unfortunate for Guido Piano, perhaps. These drivers are going to have to give way around. What this could do, though, is if they didn't lose a lap, they'll be able to stay out. Just like that, I think Matthew Fastnot might be your new leader here today. Second place, Tom Kourting. Third place, Chris Harvey. Fourth place, Jordan Walker. Fifth place, Trevor Walker. And here we go. We're going to get set for the restart here as Matthew Fastnot's going to lead them to potentially the last restart in the race here. All right, we've got Fastnot, Kourting, Harvey, Jordan Walker, Trevor Walker, Willow Blake now, Tasha Wright, Trevor Vaden. Everyone kind of gets shuffled all throughout the field here. And it's going to be Matthew Fastnot out to the early lead. Chris Harvey pushing it 3 wide. Tom Kourting gets shuffled way out here. That's not ideal for that 50 truck. It looks like he's slowing up a little bit. He settles into line. It's Chris Harvey with the lead. Trevor Walker up to second. Tasha Wright up to third. Kat Durham right there, 3 wide, pushing the envelope here. Harvey fights on the outside. It's going to come down to one of these top 5 drivers, it looks like. Tasha Wright finds herself in a very, very solid shot here tonight. So we're down to 35 laps to go. She's running in third. Trevor Walker leads. We got Matthew Fastnot in second. Oh, and here comes Chris Harvey on the outside. Tasha holds off the charge there, and she keeps third away from Chris Harvey. But where in the world did Kat Durham come from? That 22 truck has not been at a winning caliber all year, and yet he's right there in the mix at the end of this one. Towards the back half of the field, it looks like a lot of danger zone, a lot of potential for chaos and wreckage here, as so many of these drivers have to navigate very harsh traffic here. A lot of ebb and flow right now. Looks like Trevor Vaden back up into the top 10 for now. Tasha Wright there behind the 09, making a move for second perhaps. Here comes Tasha on a tear. Against all odds, this would be beyond a huge upset if she could come through with a victory here tonight. That 21 of Trevor Walker has been one of the stoutest contenders all season long. But could he perhaps get a win stolen away here in the closing laps at Twin Ring Motegi? Tasha making up some time. Down to 31 laps to go now. The lap times are definitely where it's going to be at, and these two are turning near identical lap times. Jordan Walker coming off pit road, that's going to put him at the back of the field. I don't know if he had a flat tire maybe. This is not very scheduled out, I don't think. There's no reason he should be from 5th place. He had to come down pit roads, so another title contender at the back of the field. He's 36th, 1 lap down. $35.099 to Trevor Walker's 35.019. Chris Harvey back up to 3rd here, as we've kind of flip-flopped back into a scenario where it's Trevor Ventures, Kourting Brothers Motorsports, and LFG Motorsports, albeit a very different trio at the front of the field, where it once was Chaz Chadwick, Tim Kourting, and pretty much anyone in the TV camp is now Trevor Walker, Chris Harvey, and Tasha Wright. Tasha struggling a little bit here. It seems like maybe she overdid it a little bit, having to cool down the tires and recuperate. She falls back into 5th at the moment. We know James Gunner has been giving her a hard time all night here. She settles back into line. Laps are running out here tonight. We have seen so many times that lead is king. It's hard to pass the leader here tonight unless you get the right run and set it up. Leader will often pass you back with the momentum they have. Oh, Vaden making a bit of a bobble there, slowing way up. That could give Tasha a chance to jump on 4th again. Top 5 kind of strung out at the moment, but it definitely looks like it's going to tighten back up here before long. Chevy on the hunt for its 2nd win in the USA Trucks. Only one Chevy win in all of USA Trucks existence, and that belonged to John Hagan last year. So still winless this year for the Chevy camp in USA Trucks altogether. Comes Trevor Vaden, making a folly for the top 3. You got 21, 12, and 20, your top 3 drivers. Chris Harvey coming alive late in this one. We hadn't seen anything out of him up until this last restart that has put him in contention for the win now. He's trying to close the gap on Trevor Walker here, but it looks like he's going to have his hands full with Trevor Vaden behind him. Vaden Momentum in his favor here. It looks like he's going to have an opportunity to pounce on second. Going into turn 1. He's got to kind of keep it reserved here for now. Gives a bit of a bump to the 12. Goes along the inside. It's going to be Trevor Vaden now up to second as Chris Harvey gets shuffled backwards here. Cat Durham now fighting for third. Chris Harvey going to try to close the door on that 22, and it's going to be Vaden making a move for the lead here. And if Vaden gets side by side with Walker, I think all bets are off. If that 12 truck catches back up, we could be in for a stellar fight to the finish. Ooh, and the 12 was not able to close the gap on Trevor Walker. Walker maintains second. Tasha on the move here, looking like she's going to take fourth away from Kat Durham. Looked like the 32 might have clipped the wall there. No way, that's Shy Turtle up into the top 10. Shy Turtle looking for a good finish here tonight as well. Vaden leads the way. It looks like Vaden is going to make up max points on Jordan Walker here tonight. Unscheduled pit stop for that 10 team put him behind the 8 ball. Trevor Walker going to the lead now, getting side by side with Vaden. This side by side battle might just help the others draw closer, as it's going to take a while for Walker to close the door on Vaden. Vaden gets stuck up high. This allows for Chris Harvey to really catch back up here, and he's side by side now with the 20 for second position. However, this side-by-side racing is only going to allow Trevor Walker to start stretching it out. Maybe not. Look at Chris Harvey right up on the back bumper of the 21 for a brief moment there. Harvey on the move. Finding himself in the right spot at the right time. Now he's going to have to sit back and he's going to have to dissect this track like a surgeon to find his way around the number 21 of Trevor Walker. Walker has been a tough racer to beat every given week. If if he's on his A game, everyone else might as well just pack up and go home. So that would be the biggest of upsets if Chris Harvey could find himself around this 21. And Vaden is gonna play spoiler again, getting alongside the 12 of Harvey. Harvey just does not have the forward momentum needed to get up to the 21 truck here. But of course, you don't want to get to the lead too early. You want to make your moves count here. And I think what Chris Harvey is doing is strategic, and he's trying to wait for the perfect opportunity to get up alongside the 21 for the win here today. That 10 there, lap down traffic. Jordan Walker, who pitted late in the race. This ain't for position. Definitely going to make things interesting here if that 10 truck starts getting side by side with our leaders. Harvey might be able to follow that 10 truck right through the parting seas. Everything definitely coming to a boil here with 14 laps to go. Lap traffic now in the way of our leaders. 93 of Alex Sanvital had a spirited battle at one point in this race and has just fallen out of contention here for the win. Jordan Walker with the pressure tires, not getting around the 12 truck here yet, but should by all means get around the 12, get around our two leaders as well. This is seemingly where Chris Harvey needs to make up the difference, is when those two are closing the gap on each other, get side by side for the race lead. He loses so much momentum to them that he doesn't have a chance to capitalize. So right here, lap times we're going to check on. 35.06, 35.06, a 35.09. So Harvey, 3/1000ths off the time. Not much, but in the grand scheme of things, that is distance. That is increments off the lead. Here comes the 10. Now this is where I was saying he needs to fall in line right behind Jordan Walker and just follow that 10 truck through all the way to the lead. Now with Harvey settling back in right behind the 10 truck, don't imagine the 10 would do much to spoil the game here for his teammates, but you never know. It's been a tough season for Chris Harvey. A season where they've probably hoped they could have got victory in a few races this season. He's just come up short a few too many times, and this may very well be his best opportunity to get the win here. Albeit in the chase without a shot at the championship, this will feel just like winning a championship for that 12 team if they could get the job done. Here we go. He's following Jordan Walker through the lead. He's going to get alongside Trevor Walker. This was the moment he needed many times earlier. If that 10 truck cuts off the 21, this could be a battle for the win. How long is Chris Harvey going to be able to hold that lead, though, is the big question. He's going to have to hold off two of the fastest trucks in the series here for 8 laps, which is no easy feat to pull off. The more that they race side by side, the easier this could get for Chris Harvey. doing well so far. It looks like Trevor Vaden on the inside though. Man, this is not going to be easy. There we go. Vaden gets alongside of him, makes the move for the lead. Might be down at the moment, but definitely not out of the running. Doesn't look like lap traffic will be any factor here. The tin truck, though, gets shuffled back around. So Harvey has his own built-in freight train to the lead. And it worked back into his favor again. Perhaps with 6 laps to go here, that if he follows that tin truck yet again, he could find himself in the lead on the last lap. So Chris Harvey just needs a little bit of luck here. Needs to continue to follow the 10 of Jordan Walker. Needs that momentum to go his way. This is keeping things interesting. Jordan Walker opening the gates again for the 12 of Chris Harvey. Harvey could be the giant killer here tonight if he gets this win. Wow, the 10 cuts off the 21 again. But it doesn't look like it's going to pay off for Chris Harvey in nearly the same outfit as it did last time. Harvey's going to need a little bit more speed to catch up to that 21 truck now. Wow, what a race we've had here tonight. Harvey does settle back into second at the moment. Jordan Walker not going away, fighting his brother tooth and nail for a meaningless position here. and cue up the just, you know, load it up one more time here for Chris Harvey as the tin truck falls back in line right behind the 21. Getting a little bit of draft off the 10. Harvey not wanting to use that 10. He's going to get around the 10 and try to go for the lead on the 21. He said, forget about the cheater strategy here. Let's actually race for the win under my own power. Now that the 21 is out to such a lead here, the draft is going to be working against him. That 12 truck is going to start catching a bit of the draft here. Unfortunately, though, Vaden also drafting up to the 12 truck. I think Harvey's shot at getting the win here has started to fall apart, as there's just going to be 3 laps to go this time by. He was actually able to weather the storm there, keeping the 20 of Vaden behind him. Yeah, and Vaden closing it up again. It's not looking good here for Chris Harvey. There goes Vaden for second. Harvey falls back to third, on his way back to fourth maybe even. We're on lap 199 of 200 here. As long as everything stays green, we should see the white flag next time by. Trevor Walker is going to take the white flag here at Twin Ring Motegi. Trevor Vaden in a close second there. This race not over by any means. That 20 might try to make one last push on the last lap here. The 20 is there with a shot. Ooh, and he's going to be on the backstretch, still trailing the 21. The only shot Vaden's going to have is if he has a good enough push down the front stretch. To no avail, though. The 20 is going to settle into second here as Trevor Walker is going to win and only grow his points lead here in the USA Trucks chase for the championship. Coming home second, it's Trevor Vaden, desperately in need of points. He's going to make up some points here tonight. Matthew Fastnot comes home third. Chris Harvey in fourth. James Gunner in fifth. Kat Durham sixth. Tasha Wright seventh. Brian DeBlanc eighth. Noah Hobson ninth. Bradley Ream with a solid top 10. Guido Piano comes home 17th. But on a night marked by huge championship changes here, it's actually gotten a little bit more out of reach for some of our drivers tonight, as Trevor Walker just racked up a max points night when his competitors knocked out a rough night with 1 point on the board. So just 4 races remaining now. Title battles starting to be a little bit more clear on who's in and who's out of contention now. With 4 races, we might actually be able to start ringing up drivers that are out of points tally to actually win this thing, as it'll be about a solid 200 points that'll be left up on the board for everyone involved in the battle. But likes of Bradley Ream there, who came home in 10th, he's trying to make up for lost time. Might be a little too late, as he gave up so much points in the first stint of the chase here. But we'll find out. Congrats to Trevor Walker, getting the job done here tonight. Points leader rolls out tonight with an even bigger points lead on the season here. So
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
congrats to everyone else with a solid top 10 finish, especially Chris Harvey with a top 5.
Did you have that same ignition?
And that there is a wrap for tonight. We will have one more stream this week on Friday with the Cup race. That'll be a lengthy one, of course. But for the trucks, we're going to have about 2 weeks off. And we'll be back at it in the next race in Britain for these guys. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And until next time, this is Jakester signing out.